If you've ever looked into the world of darkness and wondered what it would be like to fight back, that's Hunter the Reckoning. And today, we're looking at 5 reasons you should play it. Reason 1. You're human. Hunter the Reckoning starts with a simple idea. You saw what you shouldn't have. The core rulebook opens by saying that you've witnessed monsters for what they truly are. Blood drinkers, shapeshifters, ghosts, and worse. But instead of pretending you didn't see, you made a vow to do something about it. Tonight, you act. It's time for a reckoning. That's the beating heart of the game. You're not a vampire with generations of power behind you. You're not a werewolf born to the fight. You're an ordinary person who knows the truth, and that truth demands action. You'll never have the raw strength or immortality of the creatures you hunt. What you have instead is conviction, purpose, and the will to act when everyone else turns away. The horror in Hunter isn't just about the monsters in the dark. It's about what happens when regular people step into that darkness and refuse to leave. Reason 2. It's a story of desperate measures. Hunter calls itself a storytelling game of desperate measures, and that isn't just a slogan. It's a design philosophy. Every hunter has something that keeps them going, something the book calls their drive. That drive might be vengeance, faith, curiosity, or a need to protect others. It's the spark that pushes them to take risks no one else would. But that same drive can destroy them. The more a hunter pursues it, the more it eats away at their life. Friends, family, and sanity. The core rulebook explains that the counterpart to drive is desperation, the rising urgency that forces hunters to act before it's too late. Desperation fuels bravery, but it also tempts recklessness. The higher it climbs, the more a cell risks everything to stop what they're hunting. That tension between purpose and self-destruction defines every story. You're fighting to save others, but every step forward costs a piece of yourself. Reason 3. Independence from the orgs. In the world of darkness, there are massive organizations that claim to hunt the supernatural. The Special Affairs Division, the Society of St. Leopold, Monster X, and others. But in Hunter the Reckoning, you don't work for them. Your cell is independent. A small group of like-minded individuals who act without orders or oversight. The core book describes them as hunter startups. Improvised, fragile, and fiercely self-reliant. They form not because someone recruited them, but because they had no choice. The Hunters of the Reckoning are free from the corruption and compromise of the larger orgs. The book even states that many of those institutions are ethically bankrupt, hiding ulterior motives or using hunters as disposable assets. That freedom comes with danger. There's no safety net, no government cover-up, no holy organization to fall back on. But it also gives your stories integrity. You aren't another cog in a conspiracy. You're a handful of people standing against the night with nothing but your wits and your faith. Reason 4. Every story is personal. The world of darkness is full of global conspiracies, ancient clans, and supernatural wars. But hunter stories are personal. They happen in places that feel familiar. Small towns, college campuses, apartment complexes, police stations, hospitals. Books like Lines Drawn in Blood, Alma Maters, and Cold Case show just how grounded these stories can be. You might investigate ghostly manifestations that turn out to be echoes of human grief. You might uncover a centuries-old pact between a small town and something inhuman living just beyond the tree line. You might face a monster that's simply a reflection of what you could become if your drive ever consumed you. Every chronicle asks the same question. What are you willing to do to protect the people who don't know what's out there? Sometimes the answer is violence. Sometimes it's compassion, but it's never easy. And that's what makes hunter stories hit harder, because they always start and end with human choices. Reason 5. It's about drawing your own line. At its core, Hunter the Reckoning is about deciding where your moral line is, and what happens when you cross it. The chronicle book Lines Drawn in Blood opens with a quote from The Tempest. "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here." It goes on to say that the best villains are a mirror. The monsters you face are often chasing the same things you are. Justice, safety, survival. They've just gone too far. Hunter forces you to look at that mirror and ask, how far is too far? Do you destroy the creature or try to understand it? Do you save the victim or sacrifice them to stop something worse? Do you risk your humanity for the greater good? In Vampire the Masquerade, the struggle is internal, between the beast and the human soul. In Hunter the Reckoning, the struggle is moral, between doing what's right and what's necessary. Every chronicle is an invitation to find your answer, even if it changes along the way. Hunter the Reckoning isn't about glory or power. It's about standing up when no one else will, about defiance, courage, and the cost of conviction. If you've ever wanted to explore the world of darkness from the human side, where every victory feels earned and every failure leaves scars, this is your story. So gather your cell, choose your drive, and light a candle against the dark. Because the night is long, the monsters are real, and someone has to fight back. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of darkness, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more stories from the shadows. Until next time, defy the darkness and reclaim the night.